Hi everyone, Simon here from Buck's Guinea Pig Talks. Huge welcome to all our subscribers, our new subscribers, and potential future subscribers, and anyone who is watching thinking, should I subscribe? Yes, please. Now, as always, when we do these Q&As, because they're very popular, we take all the questions our subscribers suggest to us, and then we answer them. Now, obviously, I can't do this on my own. We have the fantastic Democritus. Every time we do this once a month, we have one of our guinea pigs. And this is Democritus. She is one of our pure breed teddies, and she's about 1.5 years old. Now, we bred her, and she's also the mum of Pythagoras. So if you look onto the videos, you'll also see some videos of Pythagoras when Pythagoras meets some of the guinea pigs. Now, working the cameras, I'm fortunate I've actually got 3 camera ladies. Now, it is camera lady number 1 who is helping me. It's my wife, it's Eleanor. Hello, Eleanor.
Hello.
How are you today?
Welcome, everyone. I'm very well.
Excellent.
A little bit wheezy this autumn, aren't I, with the guinea pigs?
You are
Struggling
that.
a little bit more. So if you hear me cough or wheeze a little bit, I have had an antihistamine. I've had my inhalers, but sometimes it's still... Different times of year it affects me differently. I don't know. Maybe we should track it at some point.
Well, if I could say, you are a Harry Potter fan, so you are Eleanor Weasley.
Oh, ha, ha, ha.
No, right. So if you hear Eleanor coughing, please don't panic. I think you also got a slow cooker on, haven't you, with some curry and stuff. So maybe the powder's slightly just hitting the back of your throat, maybe. But we have
Smells good though, doesn't it?
Of course, as you're videoing this, of course it smells fantastic. Can't wait to eat it later on. Now, you have some questions for us.
I do. It's the October Q&A.
It is. Now, it's the 27th of October, so we're recording it very, very late in the month. Now, last month, September, we did all your answers, and we also went to the Shepreth. We went, didn't we, to the capybaras?
It was so good. They were like,
It is.
As our eldest would say, so mindful.
They were wonderful. We
But
haven't yet
they're
put
so
the long videos.
cutesy.
Haven't yet done the long videos, but we reckon we've got 2 or 3 long videos, haven't we?
It was a really special experience, and it felt
was
a
good.
real honour to spend time with them. And they chose to come over and be with
lovely.
us.
We are going to do some long videos. We've got to put it all together because we did.
He says we. It's clearly him.
Yeah, that's really good. It's going to be really, really good. So we have got those to come. So please. So okay, let's.
And we're back in the kitchen. The last Q&A we were out in the garden.
I know.
I think, and it's certainly its sun's out, but it's an autumn feel today,
Well, the last
so we're
Q&A
inside.
I did in the conservatory because you were otherwise too busy. You're out and about. But the one in August we did outside. Everything we done outside. Now we're inside. So hopefully the echo's not too bad. Now, okay.
A question.
Go with some questions.
Question number 1. This is from Guinea Pig Mania.
Oh yes.
They have 19 guinea pigs in Tennessee, which is in the USA.
Fantastic stuff.
So welcome and thank you so much for your questions. We love questions from our subscribers. So what is the craziest experience you've had with a guinea pig?
Okay. So, do you know what I'm going to say?
I know what mine is.
I'm actually going to say, because they're not quite guinea pigs, but the capybaras. I would say that was our craziest experience, purely because the capybaras were absolutely astounding. They were like guinea pigs, but big guinea pigs. There's a couple of answers I can give. So that was really, really cool. And
that is not the answer I thought you'd give.
But that was a birthday present, wasn't it? That was fantastic. So the experience of, because I'd never met them before, so it was really, they'd never met me before. I don't know who was more honoured, but it was really, really cool. So if you can get to Shepreth in Cambridgeshire, in England, that's really, really worthwhile. Meet the capybaras. It was something that I'd hoped to do during COVID, but couldn't do it because of obvious reasons. So going up there was great. It's a small place. But
Well, shall I share my craziest guinea pig experience?
you tell me your one, and then I'll come back to me with another one.
My craziest guinea pig experience is Simon was busy at work, and I decided to put the guinea pigs out onto the grass.
Oh yes.
And there were 2 of them that had got babies.
Stardust and Cadbury. Yeah.
I thought, what a brilliant idea. We'll put them together. Won't that be cute?
It would be.
So our eldest daughter and I put them all out. Well, one of the guinea pigs,
How many
Cadbury's, I can't remember.
11.
I'm slightly scarred by the experience. So one of the mummies, Cadbury, just went for the other guinea pig and the babies. So it was fine. Lucinda and I were like, right, okay, bad choice. We were stood there at the time, so we hopped out, hooped out, grabbed out
Yeah.
the other guinea pig, mum. And then I looked at Lucinda and I was like, well, this one definitely belongs to Stardust. And this one definitely belongs to Cadbury, but there were a few we were a bit confused about. So we went on to Facebook, which is what you did most of your stuff on at the time. And our eldest and I, Camera Lady 2 and me, we busily tried to work out which one came from which litter, and we got them all back safe with their mums, and it was fine, and it was all fine. But we had to confess when we came home, didn't we? You came home and I said, you'll never guess what we did today.
We just moved
and they were
here,
all
actually.
fine. It wasn't a problem, but it was all fine until we realised we couldn't remember.
Some were obvious.
And some weren't.
Some were
like,
tricky.
which one's which? And we had to get it right. So
Just as well you hadn't got Dottie as well, because she had 6, so you'd have had 17. That would
but
be
I think
more
the
confusing.
important thing is because Cadbury got angry straight away.
She was like
we were still stood there and we got it sorted, so it was fine.
Yeah. No,
But that is my craziest guinea pig. I was almost say it's a guinea pig confession as much as a craziest guinea pig experience.
I think my one, the craziest experience I think is when occasionally the odd guinea pig has jumped over the fence or jumped over the cage for any reason, or they've gone on a run around, and I've had to text you and say, get outside now.
Yes.
And all the politeness is lost on the phone call. It's like, get out now, Eleanor.
And as soon as he uses that tone of voice, it doesn't happen often.
No.
But when that tone of voice is, he shouts, Eleanor, I'm like, guinea pig.
You have to put your glass of wine down and you come out.
I know immediately I need to go quick, and we need to get some of our spare stuff to pin them in to a corner.
Close the corners
and then
down.
really gently lift them up. We've always been absolutely fine. There's never been an issue.
Yeah, quite enjoyed the little wander around. It's a bit
It's
of a moment.
very stressful in the moment because they're so important. They are our pets.
We did.
And
we
do love
were
them.
trimming Stripe's nails a few months ago
gosh.
during a live stream, and suddenly
went
she
nowhere.
slipped.
She just kicked off
And
suddenly
trundled
from nowhere. And I was so glad that you were holding her for once, because I always worry I'll get in trouble.
Women just go backwards. But so we don't have many crazy experiences, but
Look how cute she is.
it is good when they eat. We always now this is something that's we've done because they seem to like eating quite a lot. Now the question.
The next question is from Chloe.
Yes.
I've got 2 questions back to back from Chloe, and I think another few later.
Go on then.
Chloe says, why do you call them the Crazy Crew? So she's referring to Honeydew Coco, Bella and Stripe, and before them, Hermione. And so why do we have a Crazy Crew?
It's because of their fur and their hair and everything, because they're all crazy angles. That's all it is. Because
We've
Mummy
got
the
3
guinea
families,
pig,
haven't we?
yeah, Mummy the guinea pig, our cream one from 2018. She is the grandmother of Stardust, and Hermione, her little sister, looked nothing like her, and she had black swirls and curls everywhere. And she's like the matriarchal figure of the Crazy Crew, but Bella and Stripe are the latest Crazy Crew. They're not quite crazy, so hopefully with Ted 2 in with Stripe, we'll get back to that. That's the idea.
There are 3 lines of females: the Teddy line, the Smooth line, and the Crazy Crew.
So that's why we call them the Crazy Crew, not because they behave crazily. That's why.
Right. This is going to test you. The next question from Chloe: the Crazy Crew. What are their birth dates and how are they related?
Right, so we start with Honeydew. She's an August 21 birth. And
doing this off the top of his head.
I know.
So
and then Coco is next. She's an April 22. And then after that, it's Coco's daughter, Bella. She was a January 23. And then we go to Stripe, who was a December 23. So there's 4 generations there. And Spike, the mother of Honeydew, she was born December of 2020, and her mum was Hermione was born. I think it was top of my head. I think it was March of 2018. But
so they are all daughter, mother, daughter. Daughter. So they all go back. So they're related. So they all go back to our original first Hermione.
Very much so. Right. What's next?
Sarah Savannah says, who is your most chilled out piggy from the Crazy Crew? And who is the most chilled out piggy overall?
Okay, from the Crazy Crew, most chilled out piggy, it's going to be either Bella or Honeyduke. Honeyduke quite like
Honeyduke. Definitely.
She doesn't like being picked up. She's not terribly tame, but when you pick her up, she's very, very happy. Now, overall...
The older they are, I think the more chilled out they are, except one.
Yeah.
Our most chilled out piggy. I think I know who you're going to say. You're going to say...
I think it's probably Mummy Guinea Pig, maybe. Who do you think?
She's not alive. Who of our live guinea pigs is the most chilled out? I would say Luna.
Oh no, Luna's totally chill. Luna's like half
Luna
asleep.
just sleeps.
She's
the doziest, most chilled out. So yes.
I waited this morning and she was asleep when I picked her up. Yeah. She was lovely. She's
always been very chilled out. Yeah. Whereas from all the rest of the guinea pigs as they get older. So yes, sorry.
Let's go with that one. But certainly Stardust also, she loves being picked up. I don't think she likes the other guinea pigs, she just likes being picked up and relaxing. So
Sarah Savannah also asked, how long have you done YouTube for?
Right, okay, well there's two answers. Let me give you two answers, okay. So I set up the YouTube page of Bucks Guinea Pig Talks in January 2020, just before COVID, because I'd set up a similar page on Facebook. And then when COVID came in, we worked on Facebook and did a lot of stuff on that, a lot of live streaming. And decided not to do anything on YouTube, which on the one hand, it's like a real shame, because Joe Wicks got in there doing all his live stuff. And potentially, if I'd understood it slightly better, we could have done lots of videos, although it's reliant on technology. And our old house didn't have the internet qualities that we have now.
You focused doing
Facebook.
Live shows on Facebook at the time.
But I did upload a couple of videos on the YouTube channel, just very basic ones. And then we really started going on to YouTube towards the end of 2022 when I put a short video of Storm in the Mug, which has had over 230,000 views, and that has pulled in 1,700 subscribers. But they are short videos subscribers, so it's not like a long video. So since that point, that was really like on the end of October 2022, that's when I really started investing some time in YouTube. But I think in the last few months, we've been pushing live streams and building up numbers that way.
You like trying different things. You just love sharing our guinea pigs with everybody. She's chatting away. Right. She's like, you shouldn't be the only one on the chat. It's me too.
So we are doing some really. We're just having a go. That's all. We're not spending hours and hours trying to edit stuff. Because why don't we edit?
Because we're authentic.
And
we're a bit lazy.
Go on, it's another question.
Chloe says, hello Chloe. Chloe says, why are Mercury's eyes red?
Well, that's a filter on her eyes. So her eyes are quite a bit thinner. So she doesn't have like a filter on them. So it's a lot. So that's why her eyes are red. Whereas the other guinea pigs, that's why when she looks towards the sun, her eyes sort of close down a little bit. But she's absolutely fine. She just doesn't like direct sunlight because there's no filter on her eyes.
Where does it come from?
Well, the redness in her eye.
Yes.
Well, potentially, I think there's possibly a link back to her great-grandmother who was Plato.
Plato was gorgeous, wasn't she?
But then some of her...
And she had similar colouring as well.
Yes.
She had the, what do you call it, the lilac.
Very lilac. Very, very beautiful guinea pig indeed. So hopefully that answers it.
Really beautiful. Yeah. Quiggies, our last question for part one.
Yes.
Part one, can a guinea pig be overweight?
Yes.
And how fat is too fat for a guinea pig? And can you put them on a diet if they're too chunky?
Okay, can a guinea, that's her words, can a guinea pig be overweight? Yes, it can, because you can get some greedy so-and-so, just eating absolutely everything. So if they are too heavy, what you can do is so we weigh ours every single Sunday. So we have weight. So guinea pigs like Mercury are about 1,400 grams, and guinea pigs like Luna are about in the 900s.
So it really depends on a guinea pig. You can't just say what an ideal weight for a guinea pig is.
No, you can't
it's
sort of
knowing
say
your guinea pig,
you can't
isn't
say it's 1,300 or anything like that. You just got to go for what you've got. But you can see when they're like Ted 2, who's one of our guests at the moment, he's about sort of 1,499, I think.
Boys are heavier than girls generally, aren't they? But it does depend on the breed.
Totally,
yes.
But he eats everything. So does Mercury. So I think if there's guinea pigs that just eat everything, potentially they could go really high. So we never give them so much that they just will keep eating. We do limit exactly what they get.
They don't usually overeat on the pellets. The
No.
pellets give them a really healthy diet.
Yeah.
And so the pellets are really good. And then if you were worried they were overweight, you could give them less of all the fresh vegetables. Not none, but less of. But they don't tend to overeat the pellets. That
Also,
would be quite unusual.
Yeah, if you had like 2 guinea pigs in a cage and pets every day were eating, you could give them slightly less, but you'd be weighing them. So overall, but they're not eating junk food. They're just eating a lot of stuff.
Also, it might be that they get a bit bored. So it's making sure that they've got other things to do.
Or they might enjoy
or they've
eating.
got company.
They might just enjoy it.
Yeah.
So.
But it might be that they need some new toys or the radio on in the background or something that just keeps them fresh and doing something different. That is the end of part 1. We have 3 parts.
We have. Now, before we go to part 2, what you'll see after this little video is a little bit of video from our cages, and then we're going to break it all up, you see, and that'll encourage people to watch more. So
keeps it interesting, and maybe your question, if you put one in, will be in part 2 or part 3.
And don't forget as well, if you've got a question and you put something in the comments underneath, then we can use that for November.
Lovely.
Right, so this is the filler in between the Q&A sections, and this is the first little video after the part A of our Q&A. Hello, Democritus. How are you, dear? You come here. Hello. There's Democritus. There is Luna, Democritus, Pythagoras, and the one at the back. There we are. All very sweet indeed. Should we go back to the Q&A?
Welcome back to the most authentic guinea pig channel on YouTube with Buck's Guinea Pig Talks. This is part 2 of our October Q&A, and you have just seen our setup in the shed. The autumn's set in, so the guinea pigs are back in the shed. I have someone chatting with me, don't I, Democritus? And obviously our host with the most. Our host with the most, Simon.
Thank you, hostess, with the camera.
So you have glitterballed your shed up with lots of extra padding to keep them super warm as the winter sets in.
Let's briefly talk about that. So the insulation inside the shed, what we haven't done, we've got a 9 by 7, or 10 foot by 7 foot shed. What we haven't done is done all the sides and all the roof and all this. We have done 2 of the long sides, and that was with some foil, corrugated foil, sort of bubble wrapped foil, and that was just basically 3 strips on each side, and it actually does feel warmer in there. I've not yet slept in there, but I wouldn't suggest you do either. But it does feel warmer, so it just...
Well, it's not all over because we still want the fresh air coming through,
yes.
But we just wanted to take some of the wind and just a bit of protection, so it just kept a little bit warmer you get those icy cold mornings.
There is no direct wind that goes onto the shed, but it just takes a little bit. And also, if there's any gaps in the panels on those 2 sides, it just means it's a little bit, just keeps the heat in just for a bit longer. And during the summer, apparently, it keeps it cool. But the guinea pigs come out in April through to about October. Now this year they didn't get back into the shed until quite late in October because it was just so mild. So
yes.
Even today when it's recording,
it's actually nice today.
It's lovely.
I'm not wearing a jumper today.
I'm wearing nothing under this.
I'm moving swiftly on. Our first question comes from Chloe.
Hello, Chloe.
Chloe says, how long is Ted 2 staying with us?
Well, we're recording this on Sunday and he's going on Wednesday. So when this comes out, this will come out on Wednesday. And
He'll be leaving.
He'll probably have gone.
He's done his job and he's off to pastures new.
He is. His owners are sorting him out, and she's requested that he goes back, and so he is going to go back with Pepsi and with the Pythagoras, his sister. But I'm sure we'll do a little video before he goes.
Well, she's got a few lead-up questions from that, linked to that. So why don't the male piggies stay with the mum and the babies?
Well, the reason for that is because when the mums have their babies, they are
super fertile.
super fertile, and they can get pregnant very, very quickly. Indeed,
we don't want that for our piggies.
No, they can have the babies, and then they can still be fertile, and then the dad can just get them again, and then they can be pregnant immediately. So we obviously don't want that. Now, certainly when guinea pigs have litters, they can have up to 6 babies, occasionally 7. So the mum has grown the babies inside her, and she's pretty tired by the end of all that. And the nutrients have come out of her with the babies. And when the babies are born, as we've seen, they are perfect miniatures of the mums.
They're so cute.
They're very cute
So
indeed.
cute.
And one of the things actually, because when I was a youngster, our setup at home, we were very responsible when I was a youngster. My parents were really good. My mum especially was like, as she said to me, she said, all these guineas have got their own hearts, their heartbeats.
Got a beating heart, she said.
Yeah, I've always said that to you.
always say
it's
that.
really good. So when the babies are born, Eleanor and our children, and me, say, that's fantastic, beautiful. We don't just breed for the sake of it. But what's lovely is they are miniature versions of the parents. And then occasionally, if we have the dad still here, what we do is we do a photo shoot with the mum and the dad and the babies. Now, usually there's 2 or 3 of us here, depending on how many babies there are. We have it on this table, and we'll set them all up. And then when this one, her dad, Mr. Lightning, when he was here when for a few days after she was born. And if you remember, Eleanor, Democritus and these 5 babies, and Mr. Lightning was so gentle.
No, and we've had a real mix. Some of the boys start rumbling, start pushing at the babies, lifting their bottoms up to have a sniff, and they're not very gentle with them. No. The babies aren't really concerned, but
Mr. Lightning
irritates the mum. But he was just lovely.
Democritus was like going up to him, like looking at him. Yeah. What I've done, is it? And it was so cute. So we do try and do occasionally some photo shoots, but it's all very, very strictly controlled. The males do not live with the mums and the babies, and the mums, when they've had the babies, they would have deliberately. Now we only breed the mums once. They have a female baby, that's it. But if say this one, Democritus had 2 boys earlier in the year, she had a bit of a break, and then we put her back in with who was she?
She's beautiful.
She was with Mr. Lightning's son. She was with Figaro. And so that was really, really nice. Then she had the litter of the 3 babies, of which we've got Pythagoras. So she won't have any more babies. But so that's why we don't put the dads in there. So
yeah. Absolutely. Can guinea pigs get tumours that look like a pregnancy?
Yes, they can certainly inside them if they have a tumour and it's left. They can. So we weigh our guinea pigs every single week. So if one of the guinea pigs suddenly shot up and there was no males nearby, then we'd be looking into it.
Yeah, and if we could feel that they had something, we're very clear whether they are with a boy or not with a boy. So the chances of them having a fake pregnancy with us would be highly unlikely because tumours don't grow as quickly as the baby. So we would. And also
we don't have like little children wandering around here putting guinea pigs in cages that shouldn't go into.
No, never. The girls have always been very good. They've never mixed them.
They've never wanted to meet friends.
Except if you saw part 1. My disaster with the, but that was more putting
mums and
babies together. So I would say my confession.
Cadbury wasn't the friendliest guinea pig though. She went off with one of her daughters
and was very happy with her.
It's always the way. Anyway.
What are our guinea pigs' favourite foods? Well, you've seen 2 of them today, haven't you?
Greens and carrots, and then they also quite enjoy cucumber, a bit of tomato, a little bit of lettuce. Little gem lettuce is popular on the live streams.
I would say
apples,
pears, but I would disagree, and I would
broccoli.
say their very, very most favourite thing is freshly pulled up long grass and dandelion leaves.
There's that, yes.
That's what they love more than anything.
That is certainly one of their key likes. And we can put them on the grass as soon as we can in the year. Now this year they didn't go on the grass until about April. I know it didn't go.
We've sometimes had them out in February. Just if it's
Had them out
very
in
dry
December.
and had it's been suddenly
if it's
very...
been like hot,
But it has to be warm, mild
you
like
can-
this, but it has to be dry.
and you can wipe the grass down with a cloth. If the sun's on there, you can briefly for a short
It's
period
been
of time.
so wet for so long now. I
Well,
can't see us doing that.
They didn't go
unless it
out.
dries
They went out in August, and they didn't go out in September. I think they might have got on one
always
day,
go
and that was
out,
it.
And they just didn't. It's just too damp because that can upset. Because their bodies are
They're very
close to
low.
the ground.
Very low.
We can't have them wet.
Yeah. Right.
What is Simon and Eleanor's favourite foods?
Well, I quite enjoy chicken Caesar salad and cider chips.
I
what do you
like raspberries, chocolate, and red wine.
Yeah, and I quite like coffee. I like coffee. I like drinking coffee and cappuccinos.
Oh, I like a chai tea.
A chai tea, and to eat, we eat healthily. We don't eat rubbish. We don't do fast foods, do we? We don't do that sort of stuff.
I don't know. I don't think we eat that healthy. I think
No,
you're trying to...
overall, we know what healthy food is. stuff
Which
like that.
we do. It's what we give the guinea pigs.
The guinea pigs eat really well.
And on that,
Yes.
we're going to give a little... I'd say it's not an advert break, obviously. It's a
little bit of more of the guinea pigs.
little bit more of the guinea pigs in the
then-
shed,
and then-
and then we'll be back for part 3, our final part of the questions.
Yep.
So if you are Spot Phoebe 248 or Callie Taylor 1431, your question is coming up in section 3.
And do you know what also?
See you soon.
And do you know what also is going to be coming up?
All right, what?
That is a Democritus and more food for her. Now, we've just done State Park Q&A. I've taken out the box, and we've got Stardust, and we've got Superstorm. There we are. Fantastic. Now, Stardust appears in our We Did 3,000 Watch Hours video. Done a little bonus. So if you've been watching this video, there should be another one quite soon featuring our oldest guinea pig, Stardust, who is just over 4 years old. Let's go back to those questions. Go on.
And back for part 3, our final part of questions and answers. Your questions are answers on Bucks Guinea Pig Talks in October 2024.
Where's the year gone? Amazing.
I don't know.
Non-stop.
And somebody has got some new giddies in front of her.
Yes, she'll start eating them soon.
Oh, we'll see.
Cleared the other lot. Anyway.
So we have 3 questions
Yes.
for this final part. Part 3, 3 questions. First is from Callie Taylor, 1431.
Yeah.
Callie Taylor has 2 guinea pigs.
Excellent.
She said, why do they keep tipping their food bowl over?
Okay. This is a very, very good one. Okay, so it depends really on what food bowl you've got, because you can get plastic food bowls at pet shops and stores. You can get the China ones, but you can also get the large plastic with like the slopey sides.
You can get metal ones as well.
And you can get metal ones, like tin ones. So very often, when I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed you, Eleanor, in any other way. Is that how it goes? What they would do is, the guinea pigs, in my younger days, we had like a plastic like troughs almost, like the horse trough things. And they would go up and they would just put their foot onto it and tip it, because in those days, in the 80s, what we were giving them was like a muesli mix of stuff, okay, which wasn't
With the dried sweet corns, dried
everything.
peas.
It's not
bits
advisable
of
now.
it.
Knowledge and everything has come on stream. But yes, so that's so they used to kick it up, push it over, and get all the bits they wanted. So actually, there was loads of waste because they took all the choice bits, whereas now it's just the same stuff. So they just
Give them the pellets,
it's
don't
like eating a
you?
box of chocolates with various flavours. You know, at the end, there's always one or two. You know,
I like the strawberry creams
Yeah.
and the orange
and I don't like the
creams.
toffees.
And I like the toffees.
Just like at Christmas, it's like I don't want. Oh, what, you got some chocolate? Yeah. What? No.
I don't want the nougat or the coconut.
No. But they're all the ones that it's like all
Sorry, I'm now shaking, sorry.
multi-pack crisps. You know, I don't want pickled
Oh,
onions.
I don't want. I like pickled onion. I don't like the flaming hot.
I like salt and
ones.
vinegars.
I like something. I'm not so keen on cheese and onion.
Right. Okay. Well, the
Anyway,
guinea pigs,
nobody asked about our taste in junk food,
There was a question
which
earlier
you
on
tried to
about-
pretend we don't have in part 2.
There was a question earlier on about our food in part 2. Yes. So best thing to do is buy yourself a china bowl, a round one.
They're heavier, aren't they?
Yeah, they're heavy, and they won't tip that over. Even Ted 2 couldn't tip that over. So that they're quite reasonably priced.
But they're also playing with it, aren't they? They're spilling it, they're playing with it, and they're mucking around on it. But it does waste.
It's like little kids playing around with their food.
Yeah, they like playing with things. That's why, getting loo rolled and putting hay in it, and then a couple of sort of bits of food in there, a bit of grass or something. They'll love playing with that. It's a bit of a playtime as well.
I bet it wouldn't be the oldies that would be tipping the bowls over. It would be the youngsters, who like doing this. Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
Phoebe 248 says...
I'd say thank you, Callie, for your question. That's brilliant.
Yeah, thank you to everybody for their questions. It's really lovely to have so much to chat about that you're interested in.
It is.
Phoebe 248 says, where do you get your males from, and can you do a video about the breeding?
Now that is okay. We are going to do a video about the males and where we get them from.
Are we?
In the sense of, we'll do a chat. We'll do a chat about it.
Our lovely friend who we get them from doesn't want to be on social media.
No,
so
she's
happy
not.
for her beautiful guinea pigs to be.
Yeah.
But that's not her thing, which is fine. You have to respect everyone's coming from different angles in their life.
I don't like being on social media either, but I feel I'm forced
don't
to.
You now?
No, our friend is a guinea pig
expert
of many years, high repute. She doesn't do social media, so word of mouth is her forte. And I've known her for over 30 years. And then when we got our guinea pigs in the last 6-7 years, I re-established contact with her. She was delighted to hear from me. And we've now got a relationship in the sense of we have no adult males here. And because we've got 3 families, we only have the youngest female.
I look at you where you're doing the weird things with your hands.
With 3 families, we have lines. The youngest female will obviously need a male, and we then speak to her. She lends us a male, or they'll go on holiday. And like with the teddy line, that's pure breed teddy. So we'll always get a teddy male from her. But the crazy crew and the smooth crew, we'll have various guinea pigs. They'll come over to us. We then show them on the social media.
Yes.
It's like Ted 2, Lightning, Figaro. Who else? We've had some
Ted
great.
1.
Well, he didn't come here, but certainly there's been lots of guinea pigs, lots of males that we create. This fan club, and everyone thinks they're amazing. And these are high quality males. These are high quality. I cannot stress enough.
They are beautiful, and we do sometimes get offered to be one to keep them, but Simon won't snip them.
No,
I'd snip them and leave them with the girls, but he just can't do it.
We also
that's
had,
why we haven't got them.
Well, Stardust and Democritus' dad, Fuzzy Gingerbread, he was the most gorgeous teddy.
He was beautiful.
And he was here in 2020.
He was so beautiful.
He was a pure breed teddy.
Ginger teddy.
He was fantastic. He was fantastic.
So gentle.
But everything we get, and also these guinea pigs, we can go back 4 or 5 generations and what we know. So we know the quality, and we also have the male guinea pigs that we have the quality of. So when we do low level, sensible, responsible breeding, she wants some more cabbage.
She does. She's like, where's my cabbage?
We only do it the best way. And also we involve our friend in it, and she checks our females over. Just want to make that very clear. She checks them over and says, yes, we're good to go. Or she'll say to us, I've got this male that I think could be quite good. Now, Ted 2...
She does a good health check on them. If you've got any questions, you go to her.
Yeah, and she's trusts us with her guinea pigs.
Brilliant.
And
she just stopped focusing.
She really enjoys hearing that they've been on social media. She loves all that.
She sees every set of babies.
Yes.
Every time she comes and checks them out. Sometimes she says, "Can I have this one, please?"
Yes,
and
we always
say yes.
Yeah, we always make sure that she's allowed one of them. Blimey, she produces the males. The males stay with us for a few weeks, then they go home. But we treat the males like our guinea pigs. Yes. They get weighed. We do the trimming of the nails. They go on the live streams. They're very friendly. The females. They were quite gentle. None of them are aggressive. They're well handled. They're really nice guinea pigs. They're really cool.
Lovely.
So what was the question again? It was about
where do you get your males from?
I
think we've
done
answered
that one.
And can you do a video about the breeding?
Yes, we will do a talk face to face one about the breeding rather than doing in depth with editing and all that sort of stuff. So we'll explain how we do it and what we do.
We've also
best practices.
Yeah, and we've also did a set of videos before, taking right the way through from meeting the male for the first time,
Yes.
every week, the weighing, right through the birth, the whole lot. So there's
They're
a
worth
whole
watching.
series of videos that maybe you could put the links to.
We've currently got we've currently got some videos about Stripe and Moondust, who are in with Ted too, and we've got that process. There's the third video for both of them coming soon, and I think actually the Stripe one is up today, which is the 27th of October. And
They're definitely worth checking those out. So we've done quite a lot of videos, but yes, we can do one.
But it's really, really important to show people that, how we do it in a responsible way, because we do not. We try to fine line. Yeah, we try to fine line because we don't want people. We don't want to say to people, "You cannot breed." Of course, you can breed, but you must do it in a responsible way. Don't just think boy, girl, babies. You've got to think boy, girl, babies. What happens to these?
We have 3 totally empty cages, so we are never full up.
No.
We never have any babies that we couldn't keep them all if we needed to.
No, you never have a shed full of stuff.
Never. That's not. And there are pets. They're ours.
Also, as well, I know Ella's recording, but I can't pull the wool over her eyes and say, "Oh yeah, we've only got 12 guinea pigs," because she does go into the shed.
He used to try and do that to his mum when she was little. She'd go, "They keep moving around, but I'm sure there's more than I thought there were."
But so Eleanor's always part of it. She does, even though she might not see them every single day, but she does go in there, and she would know. If
I find going in the shed really hard work with my asthma, don't I?
But also as well, I know for a fact that if you went in there and there was too many, you'd be like, "Hang on, what's happening? What's happened?" And so we are very, very.
We also want our daughters to be responsible, and great future pet owners.
There's too many unwanted animals in rescue centres, so we have to do our bit. We tread a very fine line on the breeding, but we do know that baby guinea pigs do get lots of views. We know that, but we have to explain how we do it and why we do it, and we do it in a very sensible way. And I think that with the comments that we get, people do realise that we actually are very, very responsible. And we only have 3 or 4 litters a year.
Shall we look scratch? Don't stop scratching when I video you.
Right.
Final question.
Thank you for your question, Phoebe.
Yes. Final question is from Spot.
Yes.
We know Spot.
Hello, Spot.
Hi, Spot. She says sorry. It's because I don't hear their voices back when I read comments. Spot. Hello, Spot. So Spot asks, leaky bottles, winter time, and bottles freezing. How do we deal with that? Because there's nothing more important for a guinea pig than having clean, fresh water. That is the most important thing. And sometimes they do freeze in the winter. Yeah. So how do you deal with that?
Okay, so one of the things.
She's so cute. I'm sorry.
And she's got these markings. These are California markings,
such a cutie.
Like her daughter's. Absolutely fantastic. She's gorgeous. She's so lovely. She reminds me of Socrates, who was our original Teddy, who would be her great grandmother. Now, okay, water bottles.
Yes.
Okay.
Leaky water bottles.
All right.
Winter time and bottles freezing.
Right. Okay. So leaky water bottles. We always make sure we have 2 water bottles in each cage. Then, if one is leaking, they've got another water bottle. We've also insulated our shed partially, which means the temperature should never drop below 0. We give the guinea pigs water at the end of every day and in the mornings as well. So at worst, it's the gap is time is going to be 10 hours. Also, we have lots of empty water bottles here inside the house, so that when we go outside, we're not trying to defrost and de-ice water bottles. We can go straight into new water.
You have 2 water bottles in every cage. Yeah. Plus, you have a double set because you have a set in the kitchen. So especially in the winter when Simon's cold, he can fill up all of the ones here,
go straight outside,
them out, put those ones in, and take the others back in.
And they
do break every so often, don't they?
And I don't spend 20 minutes de-icing them so I can then reuse them. I just throw them straight.
That's more likely to break them as well. So they just sit in the washing up bowl and defrost during the day or the night. So they're ready the next morning.
And then what we then do there is with the water bottles, we make sure there's 2 on every 2 in every cage.
But you make sure there's 2 food
And we buy
bowls
new ones
because
every so often.
but it's also because then they don't argue over it. If there's
Totally.
only one, move your hand out the way.
Just hiding their poo. Well,
That's all right. She just does fine.
But we have two water bottles, 2 food bowls, so they're not squabbling over it. And the water bottles, we buy new ones every so often, just so we can replace older
they
ones.
just go, don't
yeah,
they?
they're plastic ones. But also where we live, it's not so cold that it freezes very often. It's been quite a long time since the water bottles are frozen. It's a very long time.
Well, yeah,
So-
but having 2 means there's always one. They're
Yeah.
less likely to argue. But especially in the winter,
Totally.
Simon doesn't want to go out, collect all the water bottles,
No.
come back in, fill them all up, sort them
Defrost
out.
them and
So he
try and do it.
has a second set indoors to make it a
Yeah.
nice, easy, smooth process.
Now, if you have water bottles in your
It's got a bottom now.
yeah, if you have water bottles in your cages and they are frozen, how you defrost them? Okay, defrost them in lukewarm water. Don't use hot water because
Split them.
you'll split the plastic or you'll warp it. So just use lukewarm water, or you just drop them into a lukewarm little bucket. That's why we suggest you buy some spare water bottles, and then you can just take the water bottles, fresh water out with them, and then replace anything. But you must replace them every day anyway, the water, so it's really, really important.
I would turn the camera around to show you our spare water bottles, but then you'd see the fact that we haven't done our washing up. So I'm not going to do
Well, we haven't got the butler today, have we? So,
That is all of the questions for the October question and answer. Big thank you to everyone who sent in questions, because it only works if we get questions.
Totally,
Otherwise,
totally.
this whole premise of doing a monthly question answer show doesn't work.
yes, now, first of all, let me just do a couple of
Let's
thank
show
yous.
you a bit. There we go.
Let me do a couple of thank yous. Okay, so if you've asked a question, as Ellen said, thank you very much. If you've got a question, put it down in the comments onto this video, and we will then answer them in November. Also, I pick up questions throughout the other videos. So if you've got a question on a video, I will answer it, but then we'll use that question in the November videos. That's
I
always
think
important.
the most important thing to say is neither of us are veterinarians.
No,
We cannot give specialist medical advice.
No.
We say take your piggy to the vet. So, like the question with overweight, if you are really concerned
Yeah.
about your piggy, or you think they've got a tumour that
Well
was
picked
also
up,
mentioned,
yes.
we can't advise on that. We
use
aren't
small-
vets. But even a
small
vet shouldn't be doing
exotic
Yes.
pet, small expert, yes.
But even a vet wouldn't do that without give advice without seeing your guinea pig.
No.
So please don't take any of our advice as medical advice. Nice
No.
little scratch.
And you can see how
She's
much
very
you can
cute.
see how much she's done. Look, just in the last half an hour or so.
So put me down.
One of the importance of keeping your cage clean, but it all looks fine. It's no problem. So we've done those. So thank you very much. What we might do is, when I say goodbye on this, we might end up with a little bit of video from the shed at the end. So thank you very much for watching the whole thing. Ella, thank you very much for doing the video. That's brilliant, absolutely
Pleasure.
fantastic.
I hope you enjoyed watching,
Our
everybody.
star is obviously Democritus.
Our October star.
Yeah,
Little
October star.
Halloween beauty.
And we are going to
Oh.
thank you very much. I'm Simon. This is Bucks Guinea Pigs. Please do like and share, and don't forget. Okay, you can watch it on live stream. We have lots of live stream shorts, and also we have community posts. We've now crossed 3,000 watch hours, heading on the way to 4,000 in the next 6 weeks or so, and we've also trying to reach 10,000 subscribers. As soon as possible. We're on about nearly at 7.5. So to
come
you all,
join the party.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
piggy party.
The piggy party. So from me, thank you. Eleanor, do you want to finish yourself there?
Yes.
Finish it all off. There we are.
Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed Simon's answers and my interrupting of my own answers. And happy October, everybody.
There we are. Now, if you've got to the end of our video, this is a little treat. We've got Ted 2 and Pepsi and Moondust and Stripe. So, a little treat, because Ted 2 and Pepsi are off on the 30th, which is when this video comes out. Look at that. Wow. And Stripe is very close. Should be later this week, or about 10 days. Don't worry about that. And then Moondust is a long way behind, and then we've got the fantastic Pepsi. So there we are. So if you've watched our Q&A, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you, Ted, too. You're a superstar as well. So we'll end with these fabulous 4.